This is page 2 of the review. Again, these are being X'd out. I assure you that there's not going to be any problems like that on the test. Okay, but we are back to setting up systems and solving. So, set up system and solve. Jared and Madison are selling flower bulbs for a school fundraiser. Can buy bags of windflower bulbs and bags of daffodil bulbs. Jared sold 10 bags of that and 12 bags of that for a total of that. Madison sold 6 and 8 for a total of that. What is the cost of 1 bag of windflower and 1 bag of daffodil bulbs? Okay, so I'm going to get an equation. I'm going to say W equals wind flowers and D equals daffodils. So when I solve it, I will know what's going on. I have 10 windflowers and 12 daffodils equal 380, and 6W plus 8D equals 244. Okay, I'm going to do something, and it's a legal move. And remember, we used to multiply that by this by 10 and that by 6, so they would match as 60. Okay, I'm going to start looking at factors and least common denominators. So I can mess with the W's or the D's. I saw the D's first, and I saw that these both could go to 24. Well, how do I get to 24 here? I multiply by 2. And you have to do it correctly. Okay? So I multiplied everybody by 2. How do I get to 24 here? Is multiply everybody by 3. Okay, so now I have things I can eliminate. I go ahead and eliminate that. And so I have 2W equals 8. Mm-hmm. 28. So W equals 14. And so I know that my wilds can cost $14. And so then I'm going to plug it into here. So 140, and I do 380, and I get 240, but then I have to divide it by 12, so D equals 20. And what I did is I just kind of plugged it in my head, and I said 14 times 10 was 240. Or sorry, 140. I would have had to pull this over, so subtract and got 240, and then I would have had to divide by 12. So right here, my windflowers cost $14, and my daffodils cost $20 per bag. Back to systems of inequalities. So neither of these play nice with x and y intercepts. So I'm going to have to reorganize my equations. 4y is less than 5x minus 12. Oops, plus 12. Surely don't want to mess that up. Divide by 4. Y is less than 5/4 x plus 3. I'm going to graph that. It's going to be dotted. That one's also going to be dotted. And I'm going down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if I put a 0, 0, 0 is clearly on one side of the line. 0 is less than. Okay, so the next equation is negative 3x minus 2y is greater than negative 10. Negative 2y is greater than 3x minus 10, dividing by a negative, which means I'm going to flip-flop the sign, and I'm going to divide by a negative 2y, so y is less than 3/2 x, negative 3/2 x plus 5. I start up here at 5. I go 3 down, 2 right, 3 down, 2 right, and I get this line. 0 is not, oh sorry, 0 is on one side of the yellow line, so I go 0 is greater than negative 10, which is true. So this is where I color, and if you notice where the yellow and the gray is, and that's our solution. And make sure that you also, this is a dotted line also. Yes, you're going to have to, you're going to run into some of these where you're going to have to multiply, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Improper fraction first. 3 times 6 plus 1 is 19 over 3. 2 times 9 is 18 plus 1 is 19 over 2. 19 squared is, oh, something that ends in a 1. Oh, 400. I think it's 381. $361, which is 361 over 6, and nothing crossed out, so that's fine. Evaluate. F of -1, that's an x with -1. -1 is not in that bound. -1 is in this bound. It's not in this bound. So my final answer is 5. That is page 2 of Unit 10 review.